Hello, my name is Coulter Jasmine and I'm the furry teacher, and for today's video we will be looking at 9 questions about furries you are too embarrassed to ask, seeing just how accurately they answer these 9 questions. And of course we'll probably do it on a scale of 1 to 10 because why not? So, question 1. So being a furry means you're around a fursuit all the time, right? Well, let's see, how do they answer? Fursuiting and the furry community tend to be conflated in the popular press, but research by the International Anthropomorphic Research Project, which studies the furry fandom, suggests fursuiters are a minority of the community. Okay, 2007 survey found that yada yada yada, only 26% of respondees at a furry convention reported owning a fursuit, and 30% reported wearing one. Tail is the most commonly owned fursuit component. The Furry Fiesta 2014 reportedly owning a tail. Only 13% reported owning a full suit, while 34.3% reported wearing any clothing or accessories associated with their furry persona or fursona. More on that in a sec. Well, question 1, 10 out of 10. 100% accurate, and they seem to have decent sources. Moving on to the second question, is being a furry just a sexual fetish? 1 second. Okay, now that I have face palmed, hopefully being some of the sun's on my head so this makes more sense. Okay, is being furry just a sexual fetish? Well, let's see how do they answer it. No. Though like with any other fan interest, video games, comic, etc., there are sexual themes present like sexual activity with other furries known as yiffing. After the sound foxes make during sex, I'm not sure if that's accurate, but I'll take it, is part of the subculture for some, others maintain no erotic interest in the subject. That's accurate, yeah, I'd go with probably 9 out of 10. The yiffing after the sound that foxes make during sex is a bit, that's a thing. Anyway. Holy shit, there's a lot more to this. They like put some actual research into this. Interesting. Not the usual personal opinions based off that one CSI episode. Okay, Furry Josh Storm explained to... Oh, I actually think I saw this video. Wow, okay, I'm just gonna scroll along past that. Extent to which furry pornography influenced male and female's furry entrance into the fandom. Oh, that's odd. Oh, never mind. I was reading the graph backwards. But that seems pretty accurate. Pretty believable. Anyway, the question. So what is a furry then? See how accurately do they answer this? In the bar sense, a furry is someone with an interest in anthropomorphic animals, that is, animals who have been given human characteristics like the ability to walk or talk on their hind legs. That encompasses a wide spectrum from people who are simply fans of TV shows and video games featuring anthropomorphic animal characters like Sonic the Hedgehog or Pokemon, to other people who have highly specific furry characters or persona to identify with, to other kin who see themselves as not fully human on a spiritual or mental level. Yeah, I'm going to say 10 out of 10 accurate, yeah. They even mentioned otherkin and added the difference, I believe, kind of close enough. I'll take it. What is a fursona? Let's see, Lord of the Playing character, Nala, 15's fursona, Kamara, Moonlight, like the moon, positive, compassionate, friendly, shy. That's a pretty decent one. I'm still not a very big fan of feral anthros, but to each their own, I suppose. A fursona is a furry-themed avatar which furries use to represent themselves when interacting with other members of the fandom, according to a recent paper by social psychologist Plante. I'm really bad about pronouncing words. I'm sorry. I'm not good at English. That's the only fucking language I know. FL Anthropomorphic Research Project members Dr. Sharon Roberts, Dr. Stephen Ransing, and Dr. Kathy. I'm going to stop reading their names now. You know, every furry has a fursona. Said it's well into the high 90s to 97 to 98%. I feel like fursona is like one of the differentiating things between just an anthro fan and a furry, but I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10. Still pretty accurate. Of course, in addition to visual artists and fiction writers, many furries are accomplished musicians who create work with furry themes or otherwise blend the music interest into their fandom. Yeah, that's the thing. However, I seriously wish that people didn't sleep on furry artists as much. They're usually pretty good, and like no one ever talks about it. Yeah, furry artist sort of thing. Music artists, I should say. Check them out. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of just a filler, but yeah, it's accurate. So being a furry isn't really about sex. What do furry fans actually do then? Okay, so this is where I can see there being some misinterpretation. Can you divide furry and activities into online fandom and furry conventions? In each case, the analogy to science fiction and comic book fandoms is strong. Accurate. Fan art is an important part of furry fandom, just as it is for comic book fans. A 2012 synthesis from the Anthropomorphic Research Project, looking at several surveys conducted online and various conventions, found that the vast majority of the most popular furry sites are art-related. No shit. Many of those sites, like Furfinity and SoFurry, I've never heard of SoFurry before. I may need to check that out. If you want me to do that, comment down below. Also, host furry related fiction and music and provide forums for discussions and community building. I always kind of saw that Furfinity is kind of dead because right when I first got into the fandom, I first looked at Furfinity and it was kind of neat. Anyway, convention. However, I do wish that Furfinity was more accommodating to comics, but that's just because it's my preferred interest in as far as in ingesting furry material, because that's how I actually discovered the fandom in the first place. If you want to learn more, check out that video, which I may put as a title card thing, or I might not. Who the fuck knows? Conventions, which, yeah, I'm not going to read all this because I'm lazy, but yeah, I'd say it's pretty accurate. 10 out of 10 on accuracy. Are furries the same thing as bronies? Yeah, well, for the simple answer, 10 out of 10 accurate. But they're not totally disconnected either. Bronies refers to exclusively fans of the show My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Originally, it only referenced to male fans, but the definition has been broadened. In practice, bronies share one basic commonality with furries. Their interest in anthropomorphized representations of animals. Okay, a survey found that 23.5% of furries identify as bronies. Yeah, so they're, again, citing sources. This seems pretty accurate, so I'm going to give them a 10 out of 10 on accuracy. What kind of people are furries? Okay, let's see how accurate this one is. Hey, we're almost done. Surveys suggest that furries are overwhelmingly male and white, are disproportionately likely to be gay, bi, or trans, and skew younger with the average age in the mid-20s. Yeah, in 2021, survey synthesis estimated that 79.2% to 85.7% of furries at conventions were males, as were 78.3 to 84.6% of furries active online. Majority are atheist or agnostic, with 23% identify as Christian, 3.94% as pagan, 1.91% as Wiccan, and 13.72% as other. Convention attendees were a bit older, 24 to 27.1 on average, than online furries, 23 to 25.6, but in both cases the groups skew quite young, perhaps reflecting only 3.8% of furries have one or more children. According to survey evidence, furries don't make significantly more or less money than the general U.S. public and tend to be significantly more left-leaning politically. No shit. And they're much likelier than the public at large to report a non-straight sexual orientation, with under 30% reporting exclusive heterosexuality. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Accurate. I like how they also brought up the percent that is hetero, not saying that they're all gay, so yeah, pretty accurate. Furries think they're animals. Question that gets asked a lot, and it hurts me every fucking time. But let's see how accurate they are. So far that's been good, so I doubt it's gonna be bad. It's complicated. About 1 in 3 furries report feeling not 100% human. A small fraction, 8 to 14%, report meaning this in a physical sense, with many more stating they feel not fully human mentally or spiritually. About 38 to 52% report a desire to be 0% human. I mean, if they could be kind of mistaken, but I think that just means that they want to be the fucking persona, which even I fall into that category, and I'm not otherkin. So, continuing on, furries and other people who identify as non-human in some substantial degree are known as otherkin or therians. You know, I think that partially read it entirely before rating it, but yeah, that's accurate. Are otherkin who identify with them in a whole or part an actual existing species that live or have lived on Earth. Wolves are the most common. Some reserve the term otherkin for those identifying as fictional or fantastical creatures, dragons, vampires, etc., while others use it as a catch-all term. Yeah, that's accurate. 10 out of 10. So overall, I would say this has been quite accurate, quite interesting, seeing as they have a lot of actual data backing what they've said, so 10 out of 10. Hats off to you, Vox. Good job. So that's about all I have time for today, folks. So have a good day, stay safe, and stay fluffy, and that's about it. See y'all next time.